Hey there guys, we're taking a look at the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 campaign running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U. Now the game is running with the lowest in-game graphics settings at 1080p, and we're currently running at the stock 15-watt TDP. Now with the current settings, we're actually getting some pretty decent levels of performance, though it's nothing amazing. It's really more around a 30 FPS average, but the 1% lows are not deviating too far from the average, so overall it does feel like a smooth and consistent experience, though if you're used to playing the Call of Duty games, you're more than likely used to a more consistent and higher level of FPS than this. It's certainly playable if this is how you want to play the game, but you can squeeze out a little bit more performance if we just drop the resolution from 1080p down to 900p. I mean, 1080p is certainly viable, though again, you are going to get an overall better experience at 900p, and let me show you that right now. As you can see, we're pretty much getting a 60 FPS average, though the 1% lows are dropping into the 30s. It's nothing that's going to be too detrimental to the overall gaming experience, and really this does feel just significantly better to play. Now to be fair, I was playing with this with a controller, mostly just out of the fact that I didn't want to actually get out my mouse from my bag, but the experience of playing this was perfectly fine, and really I could not find any real noticeable issues running the game like this. It was perfectly fine. It was a really enjoyable experience, and I think overall this is a really great experience, especially because we are still at the stock TDP. So there's not a lot of heat and noise. This is a really enjoyable experience overall to play. But of course, we can raise the TDP of this chip to try to squeeze out a bit more performance, and we can take a look at that right now. So raising the TDP to 25 watts at the 1080p experience does improve the performance slightly, though it's nothing that's going to be remarkable. It is at least a improvement. We are getting slightly better 1% lows, and the averages are now in the mid 40s instead of being in the high 30s. So while it's a welcome improvement, it's nothing remarkable, and really I don't think it's enough to save 1080p unless you're absolutely adamant about playing this at the native resolution. But really it's just not that much better of an experience over where we were at already at 1080p with the 15-watt TDP, and now we're producing more heat and noise, and we're still not beating out 900p with the stock TDP. And 25 watts at 900p also really is not worth it. You're just producing more heat and noise to get pretty much no noticeable uplift in performance. You'll see that the 1% lows in this specific area were actually even lower than when we were playing with the stock TDP. That mostly just has to do with the fact that it's different scenery, but overall if you look at the averages and stuff, they're very comparable. It's just not worth it to increase the noise that this machine is making just for this. So overall the game is very playable on this chip. It's just one of those things where I would really not increase the TDP if it's unnecessary on your system. If your system can handle it perfectly fine without increasing any heat or noise, then obviously do it. It is going to be at least a small increase in performance, but if you're someone on a system that is limited, it's not really going to be necessary. But anyways, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.